Hello, and welcome to the Kathleen Spracklin podcast, where I'm a woman on a mission to help you get the Zettelkasten of your dreams on your work table beside you. Well, today I'm answering a question from a viewer who wanted to know, do I really need 4 parts to my main card? What's the reason for that? And so I thought I would take a few moments to go over those 4 parts of a main card and share with you why I think it's important to have each of those components. So come on over to the down-facing camera and I will go over what I mean. Okay, here's a sample main card of using all 4 of the elements, and here's a main card checklist that I created for my minimalist series. We can use it for any main card, and it gives us a great starting point. So the first section that I always write on a main card is the thought or idea that I got from the book. And many times I've told you why I believe that ideas are the thing we want to look for and not so much factoids. But in this video, we're talking about what's the justification for each section. Well, this is the section that is the easiest to justify because it's the reason you read the book. It's what you got out of the book that you wanted to capture and put in your Zettelkasten. Without this section, you don't have a main card at all. Well, the next section that I say that you need to include is your thought or reaction. I write that in a different color ink, so it's very clearly different from the information that I got from the source. There are 3 solid reasons why you want to include your thoughts and reactions. The first has to do with understanding. It's very easy to write something down without actually comprehending it, especially if you've written down a quote. No matter how beautiful the quote sounds, if you don't take the time to react to it, you can't be certain that you understood what the author was saying in that beautiful quote. If you do put your thoughts down, then you've at least got the guarantee that you understood what you read enough to react to it. The second reason why you want to include your thought has to do with the ability of your mind to work with this information. Your memory, and it's been shown in countless studies, you retain information that relates to you personally far more than generalized information that has no specific ties to you. The very act of creating your reaction to this information pulls you in enough so that your subconscious mind will help you to remember this information that you took down from the book. The third reason why you will want to include something of yourself and make it a different color of ink is so that you can tell when it's time to produce output from your Zettelkasten, when it's time for you to write a book or an article, a journal or a script for a podcast, you will clearly know what information came from your source that you will have to provide appropriate attribution and which ideas were your very own that you can proudly present as your own thoughts. The third section to always include is the bib card nickname. Here it's indicating that this is Mortimer Adler's How to Read a Book, and I also include the book page number. If this were a video, I would include a timestamp. The value of these cards is pretty self-evident. This gets you back to the bib card where you have kept all your notes on that book in one place so that you can quickly, practically reread the book by reviewing your bib card. And this reference to a page number will let you turn to the book itself and see if there were any details that you missed, that you did not get onto the bib card that you might want to make note of, or to give you context for what you just read. And that leaves one other part, and that's the tagline at the top of the page. In some ways, this is the most important part of the entire card. That line will capture and bring back to mind the whole main card. You'll want it to be a full thought because a full thought is far more easy to retain, and a full thought will interact with other full thoughts in your Zettelkasten far more productively than any title. And as a caution, that tagline should be something that you could speak on its own, and it would be a standalone thought in its own right. Because this line represents a memory prompt phrase, it's very valuable to have it because you can just read that one line, and it's like rereading the whole card because the card should just come right back into memory from this line. The line also will encounter other cards in your Zettelkasten and get a conversation going in your mind between this card and the card you file this next to, or the cards that form a group. Okay, so I hope I've convinced you of why you want all 4 of those sections on your main card. It will prove its worth as you work with your system. You will discover that it creates so many new ideas in your system and so many more productive main cards that it will guide you in selectivity in your main cards so that your actual total time to advance your Zettelkasten card library will shrink and not grow, despite the extra time that it will take you to make each card. And when it comes time to produce out of your Zettelkasten, it will practically write for you. It's definitely worth the effort to get in the habit of using all 4 areas on every main card. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.